Hello, my dear students. Welcome all of you to my class. Today we will start a new chapter from history, and that is chapter 2, the regional kingdoms. So, just check out the learning objectives of this chapter. The rise of new kings and kingdoms in the early medieval period, tripartite struggle over the possession of Kannauj, origin and growth of the Rajputs, South Peninsular India, the raids of Mahmud Ghazni, and the case study about the Cholas. The beginning of the medieval period in India witnessed the coming of Islam and Turkish invasion. Between 800 and 1200 CE, a number of smaller kingdoms emerged across the subcontinent. These kingdoms brought about numerous changes in country's social, economic, political, and cultural life. We can divide these new kingdoms into four categories. So first one, the Pala dynasty, second one, the Gurjara Patihara dynasty, third one, Chahmanas or the Chauhan dynasty, and fourth one, the Rashtrakuta dynasty. The Pala dynasty was founded by Gopala in 8th century. The Pala dynasty dominated eastern India from the middle of 8th to the middle of 9th century. That is for about 100 years. So Pala rulers controlled eastern India, that is Bihar and Bengal. It is interesting to know that Nalanda University, which was famous all over Asia, was revived, means provide, by Pala ruler named Dharmapala. He also founded famous Brikamshila University on the banks of the Ganga in Magadha. So from this context means the from the Pala dynasty already we are having two important kings. So the Pala dynasty was founded by Gopala, and the most famous ruler of the Pala dynasty was Dharmapala, who founded Brikamshila University. Got it? Next one, Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. So Gurjara Pratihara dynasty obviously dominated western India and upper Gangetic Valley till the middle of the 10th century. The Pratiharas are also called Gurjara Pratiharas. Why? Because their origin can be traced back to the Gujarat or southwestern Rajasthan. And from the Gujara Pratihara dynasty, we are having the most famous ruler of this dynasty was King Bhoj. Also, he was the founder of this dynasty. Got it? Next one, the Chahmanas or the Chauhans dynasty. Okay, so the Chahmanas or Chauhans was another group of Rajputs who ruled over the region of Delhi and Ajmer. They fought with other rulers of region like Chalukyas of Gujarat. Prithviraj Chauhan was the most famous ruler of the Chahmanas or the Chauhan dynasty. Okay, so already we are having this names Prithviraj Raso. Okay, the autobiography of Prithviraj Chauhans, and the writer name Chand Bardai. Already you have faced this question in your exam, I think, isn't it? Okay. So Prithviraj Chauhan defeated the Afghan ruler Muhammad Ghori in 1191 but was defeated by Ghori in 1192. Remember these 2 years, okay, 1191 and 1192. These 2 years very important for your exam. Okay, so underline these 2 years. Next one, the Rashtrakuta dynasty. So Rashtrakuta dynasty was founded by Danti Durga in 753 AD. They had their capital at Malkhed. We can say the capital of the Rashtrakuta was Malkhed or Malkhad. The Rashtrakutas allowed Muslim traders to settle and permitted Islam to be preached in their dominions. मीन्स अगर मुस्लिम को वो अलाउ करते थे, जो ट्रेडर्स थे, जो बिजनेस पर्सन थे मुस्लिम, उनको वो जो खुद के जो डायनेस्टी है उसमें एंटर करने के लिए परमिशन भी देते थे और उनका जो रिलीजियन था उसको वर्शिप करने के लिए भी परमिशन देते थे. सो दिस टॉलरेट पॉलिसी हेल्प्ड to promote foreign trade with enrich the Rashtrakutas. The term Rashtrakuta means designated or officer in charge of a territorial division called Rashtra. तो कोई भी अगर कोई एरिया होता है तो उसका जो ऑफिसर इंचार्ज होते हैं तो उसको हम बोल सकते हैं राष्ट्रकूटा, और जो एरिया है उसको बोलेंगे राष्ट्र. So initially they ruled the Deccan, later they expanded their kingdom towards the south and southwest. The famous rock-cut temple of Shiva at Ellora was built by Rashtrakutas. These empires often fought among themselves. This led to frequent rise and fall of the various kingdoms later. So these new rulers adopted titles like Maharaja Dhiraj, means kings of kings, but they often had to share power with their samantas or subordinates. So by the 7th century, there were huge landowners or warrior boss in various areas of subcontinent. Existing rulers frequently recognized them as their samantas or subordinates. So they were required to bring present for their rulers or overlords and furnish them with military help, gained power, wealth, and declared themselves as Mahasamanta or Mahamandalesharam. Some such kingdoms were those Rashtrakutas, Chalukyas, Gurjara Pratiharas, and so on. So the most famous evidence about these new kings and kingdoms were the Prasastis, and the Prasastis were written by the Brahmanas. Prasastis reveal to us how rulers needed to portray themselves as brave and glorious warriors. And the lords or kings frequently compensated ब्राह्मणास by gifts of land. तो अगर ब्राह्मण जो है वो किंग्स के बारे में अगर प्रशस्ति में कुछ अच्छे अच्छे जो अप्रिशिएशन वर्ड्स लिखते थे तो उसके जो रिटर्न गिफ्ट मिलता था उनको, और बहुत सारे लैंड्स उसको मिलता था गिफ्ट के लिए. ओके, गिफ्ट के दौरे से मिलता था बहुत सारे लैंड. These prasastis were recorded on copper plates which were given to the individuals who got the land. So my dear children, that's the end for today's session. We will meet in our next class with new topics. Till then, bye. Take a very good care of yourself and happy learning.